You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end...
What will I become?
Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Matt. I will not be hosting today, but we'll get to that eventually. Joining me today is going to be Ken and Jeff in studio. How you guys doing?
Feels empty without Neal.
Mm-hmm.
It does, but it's a nice day out, so...
His ghost floating around, haunting us.
Where is Neal today?
That's where Neal is today.
Oh, he's a ghost?
This is Neal's bit, so I don't want to step on his bit, you know, coming up where you are, coming up with where I am, etc. So I'm just going to say Neal is a ghost haunting us with his aura
Neal's
today.
holed away in his office thinking of different places where we would be when we were not here. So he's a little busy today, I imagine.
Yeah, he's filling in the spreadsheet, yeah.
Ken coming fresh from the hills of Columbia with a fresh cup of coffee. You doing good over there? Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I don't know if I'm doing good, but I'm ready to go.
That's perfect for the show that we're doing today. So with that, let's introduce some of our contestants. So joining me, I guess today will be playing with me is Chris Fiore. He's an Oakland 5 superstar. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. Getting ready for trivia. I've been massaging my brain to make sure I remember certain facts.
Any certain facts that you've been really studying?
It pretty useless stuff. Just going through. I have some comics behind me. I was trying to remember in case like some weird pop culture comic thing comes up. I'm on it.
Well, the fun thing about facts is they're all useless. So
you're just hoping
niche.
A lot of pop culture comic stuff comes up. So.
Yes, I'm trying to, burrow my mind into the questions that have already been written and magically change them in my favor.
There you go. That's what I do too.
So let's figure out who is going to be asking those questions. Figure out who's going to be asking those questions today. It's going to be
questions.
I know my accent's great. It's going to be Brittany Shaw, Savage Superstar. How you doing, Brittany?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you doing this morning?
Still doing well. Where are you coming from? I hear you just had a big move.
I am coming to you from the Chicago area, so kind of a local now.
That's a lot of fun. What's your favorite part of Chicago so far?
The food. I hadn't been to Giordano's before and went there yesterday, and it is awesome.
Yes.
So.
I am also a fan of pizzas served as pies.
Popular location.
Or cakes, depending on how thick they are around here.
This was definitely cake thickness. It was great. It was like a lasagna married a cake and had the most beautiful baby.
All right. And Brittany, I understand that you have somebody who's going to be helping you host the game today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce him?
Yeah. All the way from Fargo is Aaron Mayers, and he both helps me write this game and helps me write other games from time to time. So it's very much a partner game today. And he is here and is awesome. So, hey, Aaron.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much. Been listening for a long time, and I think it's fantastic to finally be on here. So thank you.
Welcome to the show, Aaron. Glad to have you. All right. Well, without further ado, I guess we need one of the rules. So as the special guest host, Brittany, which rules do you want to hear?
The third set.
Okay, the third one. Got it.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
All right, so those are the rules. Jeff and I are going to form a team, and we are recently returning to the gym after a long pandemic break. So we are going to name ourselves after our favorite sandwich and be Sore Boy.
Just one? Combined, you are one Sore Boy?
Sore Boys.
Okay. Well, if you're...
It's a Dragon Ball Z fusion kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you're the Sore Boys, we could be the Fiore Boys. He's a Fiore, I'm a boy.
There you go. It worked perfectly. So without further ado, let us get this game started.
Round 1 today is going to be a theme round. So you will want to keep track of your answers. And question 10 is going to be about what the theme is.
Okay.
All right. Question 1. While it wasn't an unusual performance, Alfonso Ribeiro scored perfect 10s on his 4th episode of Dancing with the Stars as he incorporated what iconic dance move into his jazz routine?
I believe we can lock in, Ken.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, great.
Wouldn't that be the Charleston?
Yeah, I mean, I've always called it the Carlton. I guess
Carlton.
That's official.
I don't know. Oh,
that's the name of his character, and he does it to the Tom Jones song "Unusual." So
yeah,
that would make sense if it was the Carlton.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, now the
that's
question.
Okay. The Charleston's a fun dance too. So
now the question makes a lot more sense.
What was the part you were missing?
Just like who that was.
Oh.
Like I knew his name, but like the name sounded familiar, but it just didn't like put it together. So that is also what you wrote on our paper.
I wrote the Carlton.
Well, the Carlton is correct. Yeah, Alfonso Ribeiro played Carlton on Fresh Prince and danced to It's Not Unusual. So it's very much the Carlton.
Those are the 2 things he's known for.
Okay, so both teams. Question 2. A low F trill followed by a 17-note glissando up to high A is the opening measure for which musical composition completed in 1924 and featured extensively in ads for a major airline company.
Yep, we can lock in.
Yep.
Is it weird that I had it from the note and the glissando?
Me too. Nerds.
Yes, that is weird.
My kind of nerds.
Any
Chris,
idea what a glissando is?
Oh, no, I think I had one a couple weeks back, but it gave me stomach troubles. I have no idea.
It's the new Starbucks drink, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Or is it the new size of Starbucks drink?
Yeah, 1 glissando of coffee. No, I have no idea. I'm sure it's a very popular musical movement, but I don't know.
What about
a Fantasia song?
Fantasia song sounds good.
Yep, the Fantasia song is what we're going with.
I do believe this song was in Fantasia 2.
It could be. I don't really remember. I do know that
nobody remembers Fantasia 2.
I do know all 17 minutes of this by heart, though.
Did you play it?
In multiple pieces, yeah. I performed it in a second quartet once. We believe this is Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue.
And the Sore Boys are correct. It is Rhapsody in Blue. And it was in Fantasia 2000. It's I think it's like the second number on the in the movie. Yeah, it's all animated and they're on the train and like all holding onto the subway thing and it's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, this is Rhapsody in Blue. And I would drink a glissando of coffee. Sounds like it'd be smooth because it's basically a really fast transition just to get you from a lower note to a higher note. And you play the notes in quick succession and very smoothly. So that's what a glissando is. Yeah, so that was Rhapsody in Blue. Question 3. Showing that precision counts, the women's all-around gymnastics event at what city's Summer Olympics, the second to be held in the Southern Hemisphere, was nearly derailed when it was revealed that the vault horse was set 5 centimeters too short, causing many misses and injuries?
All right, we had a little discussion. I thought I knew, but Jeff seems a little bit more certain, so we're going with his answer.
So they had Summer Olympics in Sydney, I think, right? And then what was
they did.
Was it Rio?
Rio was 2012. That was later. That was after Sydney. And I think there was one, but there was one, I think, in the Southern Hemisphere before Sydney. And we love our Aussies on the show, so we can go with Australia. I like Sydney. You want to go Sydney?
Yeah, let's do Sydney. Because I feel like there must have been one before that, at least.
Yeah. Give them a break over in Rand McNally. We're going to go with Sydney.
Okay, I thought maybe Rio because a lot of stuff got screwed up in Rio, as I recall. But Jeff corrected me.
Yeah, I think Melbourne was the first in the Southern Hemisphere to host in 56. So we said the 2000 games in Sydney.
And Sydney, Australia is correct. So Sydney is your answer. So both teams got that one.
Is it weird that Rio is the last Summer Games that was held?
It's a little weird. Because that feels like a long time ago, but I guess it really wasn't that long ago. But a lot's happened in the world since then.
All right, question 4.
Question 4. It's a before and after question. Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis fight for control over the remote and the fork as one attempts to finish off the last of Booker T's XXL Salisbury steak meal with a brownie for dessert.
Oh, it's a before and after. Okay.
Yes, it's before and after.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, the first part is Black Swan, I think, because that was the movie with the two of them where they get, fighting.
And the last, Black, okay. It's, I believe Black Swanson's Hungry Man meals or something along the lines there. Black Swanson's, I guess, is good enough, right? Or unless you want
I would say
the full name of the meal, but
it's up to the host.
Yeah.
Can you be more specific?
So Booker T did love the Hungry Man meal, so we will say Black Swanson's Hungry Man.
Yeah, and we just got as far as Black Swanson's, so we'll say Black Swanson's TV dinner.
The answer is Black Swanson's Hungry Man.
Okay.
So, because the XXL and the Booker T, I did need Hungry Man. So,
yeah. Booker T got in a fight with Steve Austin at a grocery store and smashed a Hungry Man over his head on an episode of Raw.
Now, there's some inside information that I did not have and did not need, but thank you, Matt.
I needed that information. So
that's what I'm here for. I'm pretty sure I know question 10. Very excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we all got there.
We
all got their last question, Matt.
I know.
All right, question 5. Before Taryn, there was Justin. Justin Timberlake, alongside handler Paul Rubens, portrayed Sir Elton John in the video for This Train Don't Stop There Anymore, a song from what 2001 album by John?
Well, I have no idea. But we know what category part of the answer needs to be in at least.
We think we're catching on to something here.
All right. Me and Jeff don't know any recent we say recent, but in the last 30 years, any Elton John albums.
That's not technically correct. I do know.
All right, shut up.
The Princess Diana release of the
Princess Diana Elton John split. So we are gonna take what we think we know about the category that these answers are in, and guess we're gonna make up an album title. So we're in.
Are you a big Elton John fan, Chris?
I have to say I do like Elton John, but I don't know any recent album titles by him because it's been a while since I've been to a store to get a CD.
Something crows, something bulldogs, something Western. Old Western bulldogs.
Now, are you listeners at home picking up on the secret theme?
I bet some of you people in the Southern Hemisphere are. Nothing at all here.
I think I know where you're leading towards the theme. I don't really know any of the possible.
I'm very advert.
Possible selections to that other than what's been mentioned before.
Yeah, well, we're gonna say it's a saint killed a man in Reno just to watch him die.
All right.
It's pretty funny.
And again, we took the same approach to this question. We just said white tiger.
Okay. So this, you guys, I think you figured out the theme by now, but I won't give it away. But the album here is Songs from the West Coast.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
You should have got that one, Matt, given your location. But anyways, after 5 questions, it looks like we have racked up 30 points. And you guys have 30 as well?
I think that's as close as you can get in a game. So, question 6. The constellation Aquila, Aquila, takes its name from what kind of bird that, according to Greek myth, loosened Hephaestus's load by carrying Zeus's thunderbolts?
All right. The theme definitely helped us on this one, and we are going to go ahead and lock in.
All right, Chris. So we got a multiple choice question here.
Would eagle fit with the theme?
Are there eagles? Oh man, this is where we need Neal. I wrote down crows, hawks, magpies. I think there's got to be an eagle. Does the eagle fit the mythology? Do you know the mythology better?
That specific story, I don't, but I know Zeus is kind of attributed to eagles. Like he had eagle eating one of the guy's livers every day, I think it was. Oh, gross. Okay. But I could yeah.
Nice Chianti.
But I'm not 100% sure because that specific story doesn't really ring a bell.
Okay. Well, if you know that he's a vengeful eagle falconer or whatever, I'm okay with eagles. Let's lock in eagles.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the West Coast team is the Eagles, if you catch my drift. So we said Eagles.
I like how you say "if you catch my drift" when it's like the most obvious
thing. And both teams are absolutely correct. It is the eagle. The constellation is also known as the eagle. And, while maybe not traveling down the road, it did loosen someone's load by carrying the thunderbolts for Zeus. So, so that's eagle. And I'm pretty sure you guys have the theme. So we'll move on to question 7. Since this aisle ain't big enough for the both of them, what popular salad dressing brand, the topic of some heated debate, was sold along with the entirety of the Wishbone line of salad dressings by Unilever to Pinnacle Foods in 2013?
So we mostly need to go off the theme on this one. Jeff, you can pick. I'm thinking this is probably a location based on the theme. So, Jeff, if you want to pick a location that sounds like maybe it's a dressing brand.
Let's say Gold Coast.
Gold Coast, famous dressing brand. Yes,
we believe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about Eastwood when he did say this aisle ain't big enough for the two of us, it would be in a Western movie. I'm pretty sure that there's a team in Western, so we're locking in with Western.
And Western is your correct answer, Western dressing. And Aaron has more on what the debate was.
And Matt sussed it out perfectly. This aisle ain't big enough for the both of us. Can transfer to this town ain't big enough for the both of us. Both the other boys were pretty close on that one, but just didn't get it around the corner on that one. The debate happens to be between huge fans of either Western dressing or Catalina dressing as to which one is the superior form of French dressing.
Question 8. After gaining a following over the past several years, what breed of dog overtook the German Shepherd in 2020 as the second most popular breed of dog in the United States, according to the American Kennel Club?
We are locked in.
Yes, indeed.
Huh.
What do you think, Chris?
Well, I don't have any specific knowledge on this. I got my golden retriever Max sitting right next to me. So if we don't have any better answers, I'd be happy to answer that.
Well, I do think that the Gold Coast Golden Retrievers would be a great name, but I do know that Western are the Bulldogs, so I think we can lock in with Bulldogs.
What are you talking about, Matt?
I'm just saying words again.
Are you talking about the secret theme? Possibly?
Somebody said today's secret theme.
Can you be more specific?
Let's go English Bulldogs.
And we also said the English Bulldog.
Okay, you're both very close if you cross over the English Channel.
Oh, is it those
these are
American
French Bulldogs.
Stupid French
Or
Bulldogs.
Frenchies, which are so cute. And I want like 12 of them.
Yeah, just be in a room with one for like 5 minutes.
You know what?
Annoying.
You know what? I was with you there, Jeff, but I recently met a French Bulldog that I absolutely loved. So I might have rounded the corner on French Bulldogs.
Their stupid short noses, they suck in all that oxygen, and they're prolific farters, and I hate it.
So am I, but you don't hate me.
Yeah, but I don't live with you.
How does the nose have to deal with how much they fart?
Because
it's all the excess air.
they bring the air into their stomach instead of their lungs, and it just like builds up. I guess is that how it works?
Pretty much, yeah. They ingest.
I don't know how digestion works.
Huh?
I don't think your lungs are connected, but
Well, not the lungs, but maybe the stomach.
No, they're definitely ingesting air.
Okay.
that's very possible.
Gross little things.
On to question 9. Formed in 1952 in London, what production and distribution company is responsible for such top-tier shows as The Swan, Perfect Score, A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila, and The Price is Right, American Gods, and American Idol?
Okay, once again, just coming from the secret theme angle, we are going to go ahead and lock in here.
All right, Chris, I'm counting on you.
Well, American Gods was on Showtime, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But that was who I don't know.
So.
I don't think that's who produced it.
Well,
what
if you're not sure? This is actually a really tough one. If I were going to write a question about this team, I would have gone with a pants angle because I believe they're the Dockers. But I'm pretty sure that this is Fremantle. I think that it's a production company too, so we're going to lock in with Fremantle Industries or production or whatever it is.
If you say so.
That sounds smart.
The best sounding production company we could invent using the category is Gold Coast.
Fremantle is correct, so or Fremantle North America. So, although I feel like Gold Coast Studios would be a great production company, but it sounds more like a music production company to me. Like it put out like good records,
Gold Coast entertainment.
Yeah, and question 10. If you've been tracking your answers this quarter, if you've been tracking your answers this quarter, you'll have found the theme. Give me the word that completes the theme. Also a clothing brand with a commercial featuring a seemingly errant choice of tune by the Poxy Boggards.
Yep. So obviously we know the theme, and we can complete this with the answer of Dockers.
All right, so we know that the theme is all Australian Football League teams. I actually said it in my last answer that Fremantle was the Dockers, so we're going to lock in with Dockers.
And Dockers is correct. So, yeah, your theme was Australian Football League teams. So if you were following down the answers, it went Carlton, Blue, Sydney, Swan, West Coast, Eagle, Western, Bulldogs, Fremantle, Dockers. So...
Very good.
Yep.
All right, at the end of the first round, it looks like despite knowing the secret theme basically the whole time, we only managed to score 50 points over at Sore Boys. And the Fiore Boys doing much better with 70 points. Hopefully our fortunes change in the swing round, which is what, Brittany?
The swing round is What's in My Mouth? And this is a round on food and wind instruments. So I'll read you a description and a clue, and the order is going to go food instrument, all the way down the round. And then you'll give me your answers. Question 1. A hearty soup of cow stomach and a red chili pepper broth. Ricky Martin might know a bit about this. Question 2. A 3-valved aerophone. Falling with one in the jazz age could make you dizzy. Question 3. A hoagie roll with gyro meat, roast beef, corned beef, and like a crap ton of toppings. Unleash your wild side and just do it because impossible is nothing. Question 4. A reedless instrument does what it says on the tin, but in Italian. Question 5. Filet of beef, duxelle, mustard, puff pastry, leave your boots at the door. Question 6. A non-valved aerophone. Goal! Question 7. Chopped greens with rows of tomato, bacon, chicken, eggs, avocado, and Roquefort cheese. A local favorite for Big Boss Man. Question 8. Free read aerophone. You can use it for respiratory therapy and prison entertainment, but not for daily grooming. Question 9. Turmeric, cumin, coriander, ginger, chilies. Put it on everything and garner favor from Aisha, Mark, and Tim. Question 10. A keyed single read aerophone. Try not to be too flippant with your ASMR videos and guilty feet.
Wow, Brittany, that was quite a mouthful.
Wow.
All right, we'll be back, and Aaron will have the answers.
We took it all. We brought them to our land. An endless night, ember hot and icy cold. The rage of the earth. We made this curse. Carved it in the blood on our backs. We did not see. We could not, but she did. And in the end,
What will I become? Senua's Saga. Hellblade 2.
Play it now with Game Pass.
Say goodbye to your credit card rewards. Greedy corporate mega stores, led by Walmart and Target, are pushing for a law in Congress to take away your hard-earned cash back and travel points to line their pockets. The Durbin-Marshall credit card bill would enact harmful credit card routing mandates that would end credit card rewards as we know it. If you love your credit card rewards, tell your lawmakers, hands off my rewards. Tell them to oppose the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill.
All right, and we are back. We have all of our answers. I think we did pretty okay in the swing round, but let's find out. We are back with Aaron to provide our answers today. So let's start with number 1.
Absolutely. Number 1 in this round, a hearty soup of cow's stomach in a red chili pepper broth. Ricky Martin might know a bit about this.
All right, so we believe Ricky Martin is a former member of the band Menudo, so we are going with Menudo.
I am definitely sure he's a former member of Menudo. I didn't know if it was a soup, but we said Menudo.
Also considered a great hangover cure, this is Menudo. Number 2, a 3-valved aerophone. Falling with one in the jazz age could make you dizzy.
Well, I'm just going to channel my inner Dizzy Gillespie here, and we're going to play away on some trumpet.
Yeah. Me and Matt agree. Dizzy Gillespie, the only thing we could think of with the 3 valves, we went trumpet.
And so far, both sides are 2 for 2. No. It is a trumpet.
No sousaphone for you, or...
Just wait. Number 3, a hoagie roll with gyro meat, roast beef, corned beef, and like a crap ton of toppings. Unleash your wild side and just do it because impossible is nothing.
So we got to the point where we realized there's a bunch of references to shoes in this question, but we don't know a sandwich named after a shoe, but we might kick ourselves later. We just said the boot.
Yeah, I had no idea. We used that generic Italian sandwich number 7.
Well, when we were researching this one, we thought, this group is from Chicago. Maybe we should throw a Chicago delicacy in there, or at least something that claims to be invented there. This is a sandwich, and we did check it with other sources, called a gym shoe.
Never heard of it, for real.
It's basically, it's like a combination of a Reuben and a Italian beef.
We believe you.
And a gyro, apparently.
Yeah. And a gyro. It's like a mishmash of everything on one sandwich. Question number 4. A reedless instrument does what it says on the tin, but in Italian.
Not too sure about the tin reference, but we think an instrument with no reed and an Italian name is a piccolo.
Similar thing here. We went piccolo.
Absolutely. Does what it says on the tin means that the name of it is a perfect description of what it is. In Italian, the word small is piccolo. So good job on both fronts there. Question number 5, filet of beef, duxelle, mustard, puff pastry. Leave your boots at the door.
Yep, you probably should, because if you do what they're supposed to be used for, your wellies are probably pretty gross. Oh, we said Wellington.
Oh, we didn't know, so we just thought this would be some sort of delicious meat pie.
Well, the Sore Boys are dead on with that one. It is Beef Wellington. Good job there. Question number 6. A non-valved aerophone. Goal!
All right. Took a couple minutes for this one, but we finally put the goal hint together, and we decided this was the Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela, that was a little bit of a strange thing to come out of the World Cup, but it certainly is in the mind now.
Yeah, and considering they've made efforts to ban this from stadiums around the world, this is indeed the Vuvuzela.
Who was like, we need to invent a more annoying kazoo.
No one, apparently, and yet there you are. Question number 7. Chopped greens with rows of tomato, bacon, chicken, eggs, and avocado and Roquefort cheese, a local favorite for Big Boss Man.
We're hoping that Big Boss Man's real name is Cobb.
Yeah, if you cross the Big Boss Man, you'll be doing hard time in Cobb County. I'm pretty sure this is the Cobb salad.
Absolutely, as an allusion to his former career as a correctionals officer in Cobb County. This is a Cobb salad, not named for Ray Traylor, unfortunately. Question number 8. Free read aerophone. You can use it for respiratory therapy and prison entertainment, but not for daily grooming.
All right. Well, we couldn't put all the clues together. We were thinking about what you might play in prison, and we came up with a harmonica.
That one seems like it might be a good chance. We went with the less annoying Vuvuzela, the kazoo.
So you can use it for respiratory therapy. In fact, Reagan used one for therapy. The device inside it when he was shot and trying to recover from that. And yes, for prison entertainment, Elwood might be able to help you out with that. It is indeed a harmonica. The allusion to the respiratory therapy and daily grooming, the device inside the harmonica is actually called a comb, and that is what vibrates.
Gotcha.
And makes sound.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, turmeric, cumin, coriander, ginger, and chilies. Put it on everything and garner favor from Aisha, Mark, and Tim.
All right. We looked at those names and decided those were all different curries. And so we said curry. And by the way, I recently saw an interview with Mark Curry where they did not know that they were hanging with Mr. Cooper, and they just interviewed him like a normal guy about gas shortages or something like that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And the headline was, they didn't know they were hanging with Mr. Cooper. And I was like, that's really good.
Funny.
Yeah.
All right. And yes, thank you for taking all my thunder on hanging with Mr. Cooper jokes. We also know this is curry.
I knew you wanted them, so I took them all.
You could have made a Steph reference.
No, it's fine.
I have nothing to add to this one. Both teams have got it on curry. Well done there. And finally, a keyed single read aerophone. Try not to be too flippant with your ASMR videos and guilty feet.
Well, my guilty feet have got no rhythm, so we believe this is the very predominantly featured saxophone playing in Careless Whisper. So we said saxophone.
We unfortunately did not catch on to the clues when we were thinking a keyed instrument. We were picturing the one where you like blow into the tube and it goes to the keyboard, and we weren't really sure what it was called, but we thought it was a melodica, so that's what we locked in with.
Well, we know for sure that the Sore Boys are not fools. The correct answer here is the saxophone. The ASMR references to the ASMR videos that they do with just the sounds of the saxophone with no music being played out of it, just the clicks, wind blowing through it.
I don't get it, but if you like ASMR, power to you. All right, we did a little bit better in the swing round, so that brings our score to 95 on the Sore Boys, and the Fiore Boys 100. So we are chasing their tails.
Your round 3 is going to be a game mechanic known as an answer snake, but we took it one step further and turned it into an answer Ouroboros. So the way that works is the last letter of the answer will be the first letter of the next answer. And since it's an Ouroboros, the last letter of the last answer will also be the first letter of the first answer.
Okay.
Since it's a snake eating itself.
Thanks to Full Metal Alchemist, I know what that means.
So question 1. During the French Revolution, many of the lower class who became extremists and revolutionaries were often given what sartorially inspired name. This is a direct response to the style of leggings the aristocracy often wore, and a fitting way to attend Zoom meetings.
So let's just say the pantsless.
Okay.
Because that's how I like to attend Zoom meetings. Actually, I'm pantsless right now. Our guests can't see over the call, but I am pantsless. As per usual. As per usual, I'm pantsless. I do it for your and Neal's benefit.
You can stop anytime.
All right, guys, what do you think? We're just taking a stab here.
I had written down pantsless. Do you have anything better, Chris?
Honestly, I wrote down pantsless too, because that's how you go to Zoom meetings.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone wearing pants in the year 2021. So we're going pantsless all the time. Pantsless.
So can both teams give me the answer in French?
Sans pantalons.
Sans pants.
No parlez-vous français.
All right, so we're going to really go with sans pants.
Yeah, us too. What Ken said.
Bastard.
Isn't jeans the French word for pants? Isn't that? Would it be sans?
I don't know. We're too far into this rabbit hole.
Oh,
we're sans pants.
Oh, sans pants.
Both teams super close, and the French word for pants is culottes or culotte.
Oh.
So the answer is sans culotte, which is what the lower class were called because they didn't get to wear the fancy pants the aristocracy had. So, and that is spelled SANS-CULLOTES, since you need the last letter for this
I
mechanic.
was not anywhere close when I wrote that down.
Yeah, I know.
Question 2. What nation, one of only 2 in the world to have a square flag, is the only one to list Romansh as an officially recognized language?
We are locked in.
This would be Switzerland, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. The square flag question rears its ugly head again, and I will see. This time I'll let you.
Don't say its head is ugly because we can get it right. It's a flag question we can get right, Matt.
I mean, only reason I know it is from listening to Triviality.
So we're locked in with Switzerland.
Yeah, anytime anybody wants to offer me this question, I'm happy to take a Switzerland guess.
And Switzerland is correct. The other nation is Vatican City.
I think I'm the only thing squarer than a Vatican City flag.
And Nepal has a triangle? Or 2 triangles?
It's like 2 triangles that are not the same size.
Yay.
It's pretty cool.
Question 3. Since they have so much to say, what group had their 2018 studio album Come Tomorrow become their 7th consecutive album to go to top the Billboard 200, tying them with Sir Elton John for 7th most on the all-time list of consecutive #1 albums?
Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Yes, we're going to go with Diana Ross and the Supremes.
John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Wait, that's from a really,
okay,
that's
French
a really
Stewart.
obscure. Yeah, thank you for that really obscure SNL Celebrity Jeopardy reference.
Do you want to go with Diana Ross and the Supremes? I don't know. I have no idea on this question. So, all right, Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Now,
all right,
Matt. So it's the year is not right at all, but so much to say it really clicks with I forget. I think that's the name of the song, but Dave Matthews Band.
Oh, and their songs always do go to the top.
I don't remember them coming out with anything.
They're very popular
anytime recently, but like it clicks.
Well, they don't have to come out with new music. Their fans just keep buying the same old albums over.
Well,
and
it's like the same 20-minute guitar solo.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, I was gonna say did Destiny's Child put on an album in 2018, but I don't think they did.
I couldn't handle this.
I'm definitely okay. I'm definitely okay with Dave Matthews.
That's a great guess. Yeah, great guess. Yeah, like I said, we kind of just we passed on this question.
Yeah, so your correct answer is Dave Matthews Band.
Hey,
here's Aaron with the flavor text.
And they picked up on it perfectly with so much to say. So much to say, so much to say, so much to say. Yep, nope, that is absolutely it. And yeah, they're still putting out albums, but I agree with Matt. They will just buy the live version 40 or 50 more times. You know, just like Pearl Jam.
Wow. Don't besmirch Pearl Jam like that.
They released an album.
Hey, it's fine. Somebody already dissed Dream Theater on this podcast.
I didn't diss them. I just said they weren't that popular.
Pro Dream Theater.
We're pro. I was just telling Jeff I have the signature Dream Theater guitar.
You do, yeah.
Even though I don't even listen to them. I just like the guitar. It just felt right in my hands.
Question 4. Named for the onomatopoetic noise they make when they feel threatened, what doubly named mammal is the smallest of the subfamily Antilopenae?
Reluctant.
Yep.
Is there something called like a bak or something like that? B-A-K?
I believe this is going to... You said a D-A-K?
Oh, no, it has to be
start
B.
with a D.
Oh, I forgot the whole point of the round.
I thought there's some animal that screams doe when it's threatened. I don't think so.
Doe.
Oh. How did that work out for it? Not so good.
It was so loud all the predators found it.
It was like a Pokemon. They could only say its name. Just like, doe.
I don't know. I can picture the stupid little thing in my head. Maybe like a dig or something. I don't know.
A dig dug? A dig.
Doug tree.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't know.
We're good at this.
Yeah.
A dig.
All right.
That's fine.
Let's lock in dig.
All right. And I think this is a little bit closer to me and Jeff showering after the gym. Sharing the gym shower together, and we're all right. Never mind. We're gonna say the answer is Dick,
and they are adorable.
Yeah, they are adorable.
Your correct answer is in fact Dick, not Dig.
Oh.
So it's Dick. And they are the cutest animals on the planet, I'm pretty sure. Maybe quokkas are slightly cuter, but Dicks are adorable. So this is the Dick. So question 5. Often considered one of the greatest moments in sports history, whose only plate appearance in the 1988 World Series yielded a walk-off home run, which was fine because of the injuries to both legs this player had suffered?
I believe in miracles.
You sexy
it's not
thing.
the same thing, but we're locked in.
All right, since it starts with a K, we will say Ken Griffey Sr.
Huh. He was around that time. I believe that this is famous Kirk Gibson.
It is Kirk Gibson.
He's not that famous. I don't know him. That's not really an excuse.
That's your level of if someone's famous or not.
Right. I don't know.
Jeff know it. And I appreciate the sports question. Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's Kirk Gibson. And your question 6. Considered the first known comic book anti-hero, he is the mutant son of a human sea captain and a princess of Atlantis, and was considered one of Timely's top 3 characters during the golden age of comic books.
All right, we will go ahead and lock in. And looks like Chris did get his comic book question after all. So,
comic book question that I am not sure about, which is how it always works out, right?
Oh good.
And
Some kind of nautical man.
Yeah, I mean,
I like nautical man. I don't think that's right.
Sounds like a Simpsons spoof character. Nautical man.
Hanging out with Barnacle Boy. Nosferatu.
Nosferatu of the
very
sea.
Helpful. Like I said.
The sea vampire.
I'm a sea vampire.
He's a vampire who's also a merman.
Nosferatuna.
Comics are getting way out.
Nosferatuna. That's the win. Do we have an answer? Probably not, right?
I would say go with Neptune because it's not coming to me.
Okay, Neptune.
Okay, I believe this guy has like a subtitle, but either way it ends with an R. It's Namor, also known as the Submariner, I believe.
That is correct. Namor the Submariner is your answer.
Was not going to get that.
Yeah. basically Marvel's Aquaman, but also kind of better because he's got more dimensions to him. So,
let's get a quick score update here. We're a little bit late, but it looks like we got 40 points in that round. That brings us to 135.
And we added 30 points to our score, so we are up to 130.
Yep, let's get the last 4 questions in this round. So, question 7. What moppish ginger lad was introduced by Johnny Gruel in 1920 as a companion to his sister, who became his love partner 21 years later in a cartoon film?
I think I know it. So we're looking for the male character?
The male character,
okay.
Yes.
All right. So Ed Sheeran doesn't fit.
There it is.
I think it's a bit raggedy of him to do that. I'm pretty sure that this is Raggedy Andy. He's pretty moppish and redheaded, and I didn't know he had a thing for his sister. So
I was unaware of that dynamic.
Yeah, so we can lock in with Raggedy Andy.
Yes, the Raggedy Ann, Raggedy Andy chronicle canon, well known for inspiring Game of Thrones. We are also saying Raggedy Andy.
Yeah, Raggedy Andy is your answer. And I have to say it's one of the more interesting rabbit holes I've fallen down recently. But yeah, they were brother and sister. And then Johnny Gruel's son wrote the film that became the cartoon movie, in which they became love partners who had love hugs and got married. And then their hands were stitched together so that they would never, ever be separated.
Gross and
it's like
cute.
A reverse Star Wars, right? The Luke and Leia dynamic.
Luke and Leia dynamic, the Cersei Jamie dynamic.
Yeah, I like that the son did not pay attention to his father's work at all. He didn't even whatever. I'm just doing my own thing.
Sure for the bed. Thanks for the bedtime stories, Dad.
You should see what the son's doing to Garfield.
Characters.
Garfield's doing some crazy.
And just for clarification, Andy is spelled with a Y at the end, correct? Not an IE. Sometimes it could be weird.
Like Andy McDowell?
Yeah, that's usually for female names, but just double checking.
Yeah, no, this one is absolutely Andy. And because it's important, absolutely check it. So Okay. So question 8. 39, 65, 68, and 70 aren't longitude and latitude coordinates, but instead are the atomic numbers of the 4 elements, all sourced from which outer village in the Stockholm region?
We can lock in.
Jeff's so happy right now.
Any ideas here, Chris?
Unfortunately, my knowledge of Swedish villages is not as up to date as I would like.
Yeah, I don't remember from the back of the baseball card where the Swedish chef was from. And I don't think it was this town. I find it very boring. I have no idea.
All right, so you're tapping?
Yeah, yellow card town.
Right.
I don't know.
What is it? Ytterbium?
That's one of the elements named for it. It's Ytterby.
Ytterby.
Sweden.
Yeah, it absolutely is Ytterby. And I'm pretty sure that given his cooking skills, Swedish chef is from Bern. But
That's funny.
But yeah, Ytterby, which is actually Swedish for outer village. And yeah, it's the source of yttrium, ytterbium, erbium, and terbium. Yeah. So they're all sourced there. And yep, just chock full of elements there.
And what is the last letter of Ytterby?
Ytterby starts and ends with a Y.
All right, so we're going back to Y.
Mm-hmm. We are going back to Y.
Oh, no.
But why?
Because I can. So question 9. I'm not going home. Not really. Is a line uttered by Rhys Darby in what 2008 film where Carl must acquiesce, dude?
All right, we're going to lock in with a bad guess. We have the pieces of this puzzle, and it's kind of sounds familiar, but it's not coming together for us.
Yeah, us either. We don't know. I had said Yes Man because that's the only Y movie from that era that I can think of, and we don't have anything else, right? We got nothing.
That line, like it sounds so familiar, but
well, we're gonna go with the Jim Carrey classic, Yes Man.
Yeah, we also said Yes Man, and the more I thought about it, Carl must acquiesce, dude, is kind of like Yes Man. So we are saying Yes Man. And we think that the actor that you mentioned is the New Zealand guy from Flight of the Conchords who plays the manager Murray.
Yeah.
Your answer is actually Yes Man.
Oh.
Rhys Darby plays Norman, who's Carl's boss. And the line was a little bit of a red herring because he quotes it along as they're watching Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone at their big Halloween, the party that he invited Carl to. And since Carl had to say yes, he had to ask. Yeah, and you got the clue. Acquiesce, dude, is a way to say yes, man. Yeah. So this was absolutely Yes Man.
Well, thank you, Matt.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Question 10. What candy, introduced in 1847, comes in 8 flavors of chalk, though people in New England might tell you differently?
I can definitely lock this one in, I think, if you want.
Okay.
Oh.
Got it. It's Newports. Got it.
All right, so you guys are locked in. I think it's
the Necco wafer?
Necco wafers? Yeah. Okay.
I agree. You know, I'm from New England, and that was something that was always on hand at Halloween, and you never were happy to get it. It was Necco wafers.
100% Necco wafers. They insist that there are flavors. I don't believe them. So
doesn't it Necco stand for like New England Candy Company? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's the New England wafers, and that ending S takes you all the way back around to the first S of Sans-Culotte.
I was just going to say, that brings us full circle. Looks like we took an extra 10 points on our competition. We were at 175, and the Fiore boys are at 160. So let's get the final round questions and see if we can hold our lead.
Sure. Your final categories are brought to you by the size of Starbucks drinks, but your actual categories are food, movies, music, myth, and history. And your theme is short, tall, grande, venti, Trenta.
Do you want to just wager 30 on everything? Go crazy?
Let's just go all in. Sounds good to me.
We are going to be sans-culottes with our if we get these wrong, but we're gonna wager 30 on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Funny you say that, because we too are gonna go all in and hope to take you guys down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to be fun. Your question in short. Named for a modification of the phrase crystallized cottonseed oil, what 1911 product by Procter & Gamble was the first shortening to be made entirely from vegetable oil? Your question in tall. The 1948 Disney animated film Melody Time features 7 short stories, 2 of which focus on tall tales. Johnny Appleseed is one. Name the other featured character who, alongside his steed Widowmaker, lassoed a tornado and watched his true love get bounced to the moon. Your question in grande. In Weird Al Yankovic's food-centric paean Taco Grande, what former half of a comedy duo and present advocate of the Chicano art movement provided the spoken bridge? Your question in venti. Comprised of Aquilo, Auster, Volturnus, and Favonius, the venti are the Roman pantheon equivalent of the Greek anemoi. What phenomena is the domain of the venti? And your question in Trenta. The Trent Affair of 1861 nearly caused a war between the United Kingdom and United States, already at war at the time. What Secretary of State dispatched a disavowal of Captain Wilkes' actions, resulting in the release of 2 Confederate envoys arrested aboard the RMS Trent?
Ooh, we made a mistake.
Maybe not. We will consider these answers, and we will be back. And welcome back. We are going to get our answers from Aaron in just a second. But first, we'd like to remind everybody that our guests today are Patreon supporters. And if you're not already, you can be too. We are very close to 400 Patreon supporters, which we cannot thank you all enough for. It's so helpful in continuing this podcast and providing you guys content. And basically, the more Patreon supporters we have, the easier it is for us to produce. So again, we're close to 400. That is our current benchmark that we're trying to reach. And again, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. And if you would like to become one yourself, Jeff,
go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast to sign up.
Beautiful. And let's get those answers and finish this game out with a victory.
So question number 1, named for a modification of the phrase crystallized cottonseed oil, what 1911 product by Procter & Gamble was the first shortening to be made entirely from vegetable oil?
To be honest, I thought this was lard product, but we're saying Crisco.
We also locked in with Crisco.
And the correct answer here is Crisco. So points to both teams on that one. Question number 2, the 1948 Disney animated film Melody Time features 7 short stories, 2 of which focus on tall tales. Johnny Appleseed is one. Name the other featured character who, alongside his steed Widowmaker, lassoed a tornado and watched his true love get bounced to the moon.
Yes, for some reason, I feel like in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, I had like tall tale units in all my classes. So we know this is Pecos Bill.
Well, we locked in with Buffalo Bill. Maybe we just were thinking too much Hannibal Lecter.
And in some iterations, he bounces off with his love. Some iterations, she gets bounced to the moon, and he howls with the coyotes because he misses her so badly. This is Pecos Bill. Question number 3. In Weird Al Yankovic's food-centric pan, Taco Grande, what former half of a comedy duo and present advocate of the Chicano art movement provided the spoken bridge?
So we got to the point where we thought this was probably one of Cheech and Chong, and we thought Cheech Marin was probably better for this song, so we said Cheech.
Yeah, we were in the same boat thinking it was Cheech or Chong. Pretty sure Cheech, I remember seeing him give some speeches and do things about the art movement, so we locked in with Cheech Marin.
Being an avid collector of art from the Chicano art movement, since the 80s, it is Cheech Marin. Question number 4, comprised of Aquilo, Auster, Volturnus, and Favonius. The Venti are the Roman pantheon equivalent of the Greek anomoi. What phenomena is the domain of the Venti?
Yeah, we believe that they are responsible for the winds from each of the cardinal directions.
Yeah, we thought the same thing. There's 4 of them. I remember Volturnus being some kind of god of wind in one of the Final Fantasy games. So we said god of winds.
That would be correct. Winds is perfectly acceptable for number 4 because it's the right answer. And finally, the Trent Affair of 1861 nearly caused a war between the United Kingdom and the United States, already at war at the time. What Secretary of State dispatched a disavowal of Captain Wilkes' actions, resulting in the release of 2 Confederate envoys arrested aboard the RMS Trent?
Okay, well, we assume this was the Secretary of State under Lincoln, who we couldn't remember, but luckily we remembered the Secretary of State under Johnson, who is probably the same man, and we said Seward.
I was trying to remember who, because I feel like he got attacked at the same time as Lincoln, but he managed to survive. We were trying to pull the name, but it seems like we might not have come up with the right one because we locked in with Johnson.
Serving as Secretary of State under both presidents, Lincoln and Johnson, also responsible 6 years later for spending $7.2 million on a certain chunk of land. This would be William Seward.
Okay, the final round was very lucrative for us as we went 5 for 5. Good job gaining 30 points to the Fiore boys with 190. But again, with a perfect final round, we are today's cream of the crop, the Soar boys with 325.
I am the cream. Yeah, the cream of the crop.
Congratulations, Soar boys.
Yes, very sore, but very happy. Thank you very much.
Well done to both teams.
Yeah, and well played. Fought. Well played to the other team. It was neck and neck the whole time.
Yeah, Chris and Matt did an excellent job.
Same to you.
Yeah, thanks for being my teammate, Chris. We were right there. Just need a couple more of those. I guess at the final, that was really what did us in.
Yeah, you really needed a venti and a tall or whatever it was to get you through it.
Yeah.
I just I haven't been going to Starbucks enough. I think that's the problem.
We have a whole
unnamed coffee conglomerate.
Yeah, sorry, unnamed coffee company. Yes. We run on a different one here in Massachusetts, so I think that's.
Oh, I imagine so.
You have your own multinational coffee conglomerate.
the watered down coffee conglomerate, if you will.
Unless they want to be a sponsor, then we love them.
Yeah, I'm sure we can bag Duncan.
At least a munchkin.
Oh, munchkins.
All right. Thanks again to Brittany and Aaron for hosting such an awesome game. Any last words, any shout outs you guys want to give at the end here?
Thanks for having us. This was really fun to write and really fun to host, and had a great time being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you.
And just shout out to the trivia community at large. You guys made this past year a lot easier, and are all an awesome group of people. So in general, the trivia community is pretty awesome.
I will second that.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. And Chris, you were a great teammate. I was proud to be a Fiore boy for the day. You're a Fiore boy every day, I imagine. Any last shout outs, people you want to thank? Anything else?
No, just kind of saying the same thing. It's been great being on the recording today. I have had a lot of fun. You guys at Triviality, it's been getting me through quarantine, having a podcast to listen to every Tuesday. And I guess I'll plug a little bit. Go to triviality.com/page or patreon.com/triviality.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
And I do like to think that we are the podcast that is there for you while there is no Marvel show coming out every week on Disney Plus. So we are the substitute for when in between those seasons.
Yeah, so in those 3 weeks, you got to binge the rest of those because there's one every other time. So thank you again so much to Brittany, Aaron, Chris, and to Jeff and Ken. My name is Matt, and that was Triviality.
All right, just give me 1 second because I'm sweating my ass off.
This is what your Patreon money goes for.